In the history-rich world of high school baseball, the Summer Koshien Tournament is not just a competition, it's a national obsession. For players, coaches, and fans, it represents the pinnacle of youthful ambition, pride, and regional identity. Yet while some schools bask in the spotlight of repeated success, others are haunted by the weight of unending losses. Totora Prefecture, with its relatively small population and limited baseball pedigree, has become a symbol of that struggle. Now, with a staggering 10 consecutive first-round losses at Summer Koshien, the representative team from Totora stands at a turning point. The newly appointed head coach has declared a radical shift in mentality and ambition, stating bluntly, "We have to make them as strong as Sendai Ikue. This is not just a dream, it's a battle cry for reinvention." A decade of disappointment, the curse of 10 consecutive losses. Since 2013, every summer has ended the same way for Totora's representatives, an early exit from Koshien. While simply qualifying for the prestigious tournament is an achievement in itself, the consistent failure to advance has slowly corroded the morale of players and fans alike. Each year brings a fresh crop of hopefuls, each with the weight of the prefecture's losing streak on their shoulders. The pressure to, at least win one game, has become a psychological hurdle as difficult as any fastball from the opposition. The media doesn't let it go unnoticed either. Headlines often remind the public that Totora, despite its valiant efforts, remains winless in the national spotlight. The label of Koshien's weakest link is one the prefecture has long sought to shed. Enter the new coach. We must break this pattern. In the aftermath of their latest defeat, an emotional loss that ended with players tearfully bowing to their supporters, the Totora Prefecture High School Baseball Federation announced a significant change, the appointment of a new head coach with a bold vision. Coach Satoru Fujimoto, name fictionalized for article purposes, a 48-year-old former University League strategist known for turning underdog teams into regional champions, has taken the helm. His philosophy is simple, but aggressive: we need to stop thinking like survivors and start thinking like contenders. In his inaugural press conference, Fujimoto made waves with his declaration. There is no reason Totora can't become as strong as Sendai Ikue or Osaka Toin. The difference isn't in talent, it's in mindset, preparation, and belief. These words were not just inspiring, they were revolutionary for a team more accustomed to hoping for a miracle than strategizing for a title. Building a foundation. Start from 0, aim for 10. Coach Fujimoto's plan begins with what he calls a reverse pyramid training philosophy. Instead of focusing solely on the starting lineup or star players, his system places equal emphasis on every member of the squad, including the bench and first-year students. We're building a team that can fight on all fronts, he says. Injuries, fatigue, nerves, these are realities of tournament baseball. You need 20 players who can perform, not just 9. He has already overhauled the training regimen. Practices are now longer, more structured, and highly data-driven. Video analysis, once a luxury reserved for powerhouse schools, is now a daily part of training. Fujimoto has brought in strength coaches and even a nutritionist to optimize player performance. You can't win in modern Koshien with old-fashioned guts and willpower alone, he says. You need science, planning, and execution. Modeling after giants. Why Sendai Ikue? The reference to Sendai Ikue, one of Japan's most celebrated baseball powerhouses, was deliberate. In 2022, Sendai Ikue became the first school from the Tohoku region to win the Summer Koshien. Their rise wasn't an overnight miracle, it was the result of a decade-long investment in infrastructure, coaching, and nationwide recruitment. Coach Fujimoto sees a parallel. Sendai Ikue didn't always dominate. They built a culture. That's what we need to do in Totora. We can't copy them completely, but we can learn. He has initiated visits to strong programs in Miyagi, Osaka, and Tokyo to observe best practices. He's also starting partnerships with junior high school programs to cultivate talent early and maintain a consistent training philosophy across age groups. Community support. A prefecture that's ready for a win. One surprising element of this transformation is the enthusiastic response from the local community. Once quietly resigned to their losing fate, many fans are now rallying behind the new coach. Totora's businesses, small-town mayors, and alumni associations are beginning to pledge resources. One former Koshien player from the 1980s even donated a full batting cage system to help the team train year-round despite Totora's snowy winters. An elderly fan, Mr. Sakuraba, 72, who hasn't missed a single Koshien game since 1995, says, "Greater than, I don't care if they lose, but I want them to believe they can win." For once, we're hearing that belief from the coach. High school enrollment in baseball clubs across the prefecture has risen by 11% this year, proof that hope is a contagious thing. Mental toughness. Erasing the ghosts of Koshien past. Coach Fujimoto understands that tactics and training aren't enough to erase 10 years of heartbreak. He has hired a part-time sports psychologist to work with the players, focusing on confidence, composure, and communication. In mock interviews, players are asked how they will respond if they go down early in a Koshien match. In simulated pressure drills, batters face live pitching with full stadium noise and countdown timers. It's all about normalizing pressure, not fearing it. Greater than, if we don't fix the fear of Koshien, he says, we'll never fix our record. Players are also encouraged to study successful Koshien performances, not just the highlight reels but the way winning teams communicate, support each other, and recover from mistakes. The new season begins. Early signs of a spark. This year's team, representing Totora for the 11th straight summer, enters the tournament not with burdened faces, but with an intensity that hasn't been seen in years. Team captain Yuto Maeda, fictional name, a second baseman with quick hands and sharp instincts, says, "Greater than, Coach Fujimoto changed everything. We don't talk about the 10 losses anymore. We talk about becoming legends." Their practice matches have shown promise. In a friendly against Okayama's powerhouse team, they held the score to 2-2 until the 8th inning, a far cry from previous blowouts. Their pitchers now rely more on pitch variation and precision, while hitters focus on contact hitting and situational awareness, key elements often overlooked in high school ball. Looking ahead, can Totora break the curse? Will Totora finally win a game at Koshien this summer? The odds, based on past performance, suggest caution. But this year's narrative feels different. There's structure. There's belief. There's a leader with a vision larger than survival. If they win even one game, it will feel like a championship for the prefecture. If they win two, they'll make national headlines. And if they go deeper than anyone expects, they may become the Cinderella story Japan didn't know it needed. But for Coach Fujimoto, the real win lies beyond the scoreboard. Greater than, we're not just playing to win one game. We're playing to become a team that believes it belongs here. That's the real beginning. Final thoughts. Koshien is not merely about baseball, it's about spirit, resilience, and transformation. For years, Totora has been a quiet participant in this national drama, always entering, never advancing. But with a new coach, a new mindset, and a clear vision inspired by champions like Sendai Ikue, the winds may finally be shifting. Win or lose this summer, the 2025 team has already made history in one way. They've changed the narrative from inevitable defeat to hopeful ambition. And in the world of high school baseball, sometimes that's the first and most important pitch.